Imagine a world without wars, and what would it be like? Wars are the darkest pages of human history. For centuries, people have fought over land, ideology, resources, and many other things. These destructive conflicts cause loss of life, economic collapse, social trauma, and deep suffering. But what if one day wars were to end? What kind of world would we live in? Is a world without war possible? The first and most obvious impact of a world without war will be in the economic sphere. At first glance, the collapse of the arms industry would be a major shock. If the production and sale of arms, which is a major part of the economy, ceases, millions of people will be thrown out of work. But it will also be a sign of a new beginning. The huge resources spent on weapons could be redirected to education, health, infrastructure, and other development projects. A world without war will also offer new opportunities for regional cooperation and development. Joint projects and investments will increase economic interdependence and integration between countries, which will take the necessary steps to build a more just and prosperous society. But there is also the possibility that economic disparities will increase in a peaceful environment. Without the destructive effects of war, the gap between rich and poor could widen, and the social balance could change completely. In a world without war, it will be easier to harness the positive benefits of technology. In a world without war, technologies such as artificial intelligence will be used for the benefit of humanity. Science and technology will contribute to peace and prosperity. Space exploration and new discoveries will accelerate. Developments in medicine will progress more rapidly. Resources spent on armaments would be redirected to areas such as education and infrastructure, allowing developing countries to benefit from technology. A world without war would also bring about major political and social changes. Totalitarian regimes would be weakened, and democracies would be strengthened in an environment of peace and freedom. Human rights and the rule of law would come to the fore. People of different ethnic origins, religions, and cultures can begin to live together in peace. Cultural exchange and interaction will increase, and our world will become richer. The feelings of hatred and hostility created by wars can be replaced by an atmosphere based on tolerance and cooperation. Through education and dialogue, prejudices can be overcome, mutual respect and understanding between different cultures can develop. But in a world without wars, social relations change, perhaps unexpectedly, and create a negative atmosphere. In this new world order, relations between people are shaken by a sense of emptiness, fueled by the tensions and hostilities created by war. There are no longer external threats and enemies, but this changes the way people relate to each other. Instead of fighting external dangers as before, people may find themselves in the midst of a new kind of war within themselves. In the absence of war, competition between people can intensify, threatening the overall peace and stability of society. Whereas war brings people together in bonds of solidarity, in a world without war, these bonds are weakened and individual interests come to the fore. This leads to the fragmentation of society and an increase in internal conflicts. This threatens the mental health of society and can lead people to different consumer habits. In the absence of wars, the most serious problem will be to control the rate of population growth. Limited resources lead to problems such as hunger and poverty. It becomes more difficult to find solutions to problems such as environmental pollution and exploitation of natural resources. In the absence of wars, the risk of population explosion is inevitable, as life expectancy increases and birth rates rise. Population explosion leads to scarcity of basic resources such as food, water, energy and housing, environmental pollution, unemployment and poverty, increased crime and social unrest. To avoid this risk, it is essential to work very seriously and proactively in areas such as family planning, women's rights, economic development and sustainability, and to ensure that the population grows in a sustainable way. Otherwise, there may be a shortage of basic resources. In addition, the need for shelter will increase, and homelessness and refugees will become a serious threat. Pollution increases, and natural resources are rapidly depleted. The population explosion leads to unemployment and poverty. Crime rates and social unrest rise. Diseases spread more easily and health systems can collapse. Access to education and other social services becomes more difficult. Population explosion also leads to political instability and conflict. A world without war is one of mankind's greatest dreams. However, the realization of this dream depends on a number of complex factors. Economic development, political and social change, the responsible use of technology and population control are the cornerstones of building a world without war. While a world without war may seem full of the hope and prosperity that peace brings, there are serious potential risks that should not be ignored. Factors such as population explosion, resource scarcity, environmental pollution, and increasing competition cast a dystopian shadow over a future without war. Thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe.